sit that right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 shit, yeah, I like that, bring that right here, sit that right there, don't go.
Welcome back. We back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to a mysterious. I can't read mysterious. Welcome back. We back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to a mysterious 7 video. Wife realizes she accidentally slipped up the truth. What? What's up today with these titles, my nigga? Y'all niggas don't know how to make titles that make grammatical sense. Let's get right into it.
Somebody please help me!
Roscoe.
Rida.
I can't do this!
Rida, I need you to take a deep breath, Rida.
I can't do this!
On May 25th, 2021, 33-year-old Matt Hendershot tragically lost his life to a gunshot to his face, but things were not entirely how they looked at this scene.
He put the clip inside of it, not me. Yeah, we were just moving guns. It was just like our regular routine. We were just cleaning house. I didn't realize he put the clip in the 1911.
Detectives suspected that the scene had been staged, as the victim's ex-wife recounted the circumstances of the accident.
We were gonna put everything up here, over here, and I didn't realize that it was just sitting at the bottom.
Okay.
I didn't realize that because I was just moving stuff so fast.
But a minor slip-up would soon turn the case upside down, leading the detectives toward a disturbing and horrifying plot.
She again started acting very erratic, so that was extremely suspicious.
Somebody please help me!
We were just moving our guns. He was like, babe, let's move our gun.
Yeah.
And he had the gun in his hand, and I took it, and it boom, I didn't realize it was loaded.
Yeah, that makes 0.5.
In the early evening hours on May 25th, 2021, dispatch radioed about a incident on the 3300 block of Charlestown Road in Kearneysville, West Virginia. Berkeley County Sheriff's officers arrived at the said residence, where they found a man lying in a pool of blood at the bottom of the house stairs. The man, who was also the house owner, was identified as 33-year-old Matt Hendershot. As per the information, Matt had shot himself with a firearm. Officers declared Matt dead on arrival, but failed to locate the weapon that took his life at the scene. Outside, officers handled a distraught woman who first found Matt dead and asked a neighbor to call 911.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
I'm at 3370, and the neighbor lady said her husband or boyfriend just accidentally shot himself.
Where is the wound at?
Where did he get shot? In his cheek. In his cheek.
In his cheek?
Yes.
30-year-old Rida Hendershot was Matt's ex-wife, who could not seem to control herself over the loss.
Please, somebody, please let me go to Matt. Please let me go to his body.
No,
please,
no, we're going to sit right here.
please.
She was saying that she wanted to die and that she was going to commit self-harm, so I put her in handcuffs just for her personal safety.
Rida informed the officers that she and Matt had divorced a few months ago, but they were still in love and had gotten back together.
He's the kindest person I've ever met in my life.
Officers tried to know more by asking Rida about the events that led to the tragic incident, but they were not expecting a vital change in the story.
We were just moving our guns. He was like, babe, let's move our gun.
Yeah.
And he had the gun in his hand, and I took it, and it boom, I didn't realize it was loaded.
Rida just confessed that the gun was in her hand when it was fired unintentionally. However, during the 911, she told the operator that Matt had accidentally shot himself. With the changed scenario, officers waited for more units to arrive, while Rida, still handcuffed, urged the officers to call her brother.
Hey, did you call my brother? I'm not gonna make it. I love Matt. I'm so sad.
Hey, sir, she's going to be with her now, all right? If you decide to show up, you're just going to be met with a line of tape. But this is a closed crime scene.
But as the man arrived, he turned out to be Rida's boyfriend and not her brother. Rida's bizarre lie at such a critical time gave early signs of dealing with a staged scene to the officers. By now, the officers leading the scene had developed clear suspicions about Rida Hendershot, who continued behaving erratically.
Somebody please help me!
What help do you need, shorty?
Rida.
I can't do this!
Rida, I need you to take a deep breath, Rida.
I can't do this!
Rida then shared details about the events leading to the shooting.
We're about
were you when it happened?
I was coming in the kitchen. We were moving guns, and he was holding it. He was in the kitchen with me. We were both in the kitchen. We were just moving up, just hiding him under our bed.
And you said there wasn't a
How does
clip
that make
inside
sense?
of it?
He put the clip inside of it, not me.
You put the clip inside?
Yeah, we were just moving guns.
What is
It
a
was just
clip?
like our regular routine. We were just cleaning house. I didn't realize he put the clip in the 1911.
What is a
The
clip?
officers had established while talking to Rita that the couple owned a bunch of guns and rifles. Rita claimed to have held a 9mm Ed Brown 1911 handgun, which she didn't know was loaded with the magazine. She said that the incident took place in the kitchen, where she and Matt were at one point while moving the guns. With their body cams on, officers went inside to have a better idea of the shooting site. However, they could only locate multiple spots with blood splatters in the house, rather than one single area with a significant amount of blood. But when officers reached Matt's bedroom, they couldn't help but interpret a different setting than what Rita had tried to paint. Inside the kitchen, officers located several firearms, along with the 1911 handgun that killed Matt. The weapon did not have a magazine inside.
We sent it
She
to
took it
our forensic laboratory
It might not be that weapon.
to determine if Rita's story about the gun just going off in some sort of accident is true.
As sheriff's detectives arrived, they wanted a clear picture of the whole incident. Hence, Rita was asked to give a walkthrough of the events leading to Matt's death.
So
Run me through everything.
he was in the living room with me. We were moving all the guns. We were gonna put everything up here, over here,
Right.
in that cabinet, and that's when it happened. It was just a complete freak accident.
Huh?
Rita's story kept changing.
Rita had no idea she was building a trap around herself, as her story had just taken a significant turn.
She had previously said that they were going to hide the guns under Matt's bed. It shows that she's not being wholly forthcoming.
Officers once more asked
Why would you be
Rita to
hiding the
clarify.
guns? I don't understand. Like, unless the guns were illegal, why are you hiding the guns? And it doesn't seem like there's a child in the house, so also hide them. Why would you not just get a lockbox? But whatever.
What was going on before the shooting occurred, but her story again took a blind turn.
I did not know he put the clip in the 1911.
The man.
I didn't realize that it was loaded, and I didn't realize that it was just sitting at the bottom.
Okay.
I didn't realize that because I was just moving stuff so fast. I was just like do 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 do, boom, and it went off, and it was sitting right there, and I was like, oh my god.
Rita casually disclosed another secret,
Bro, what?
that Matt was on the bed when she walked into his room and accidentally shot the weapon, when previously she said they both were in the kitchen and Matt was handing her the guns.
He sat down.
Was he seated on the stool?
Easiest case
He sat on
alive.
his
Yeah.
bed.
On his bed. So he was sitting on the bed when it happened.
Yeah.
You were
I
standing.
came in to like, what's going on? And then boom.
In the
What do
walkthrough,
you mean, what's going
investigators
on?
located the fired cartridge on Matt's bed. So Matt was playing video games when Rita actually entered the room.
Listening to a story that had already changed multiple times in a few hours, the detectives noticed significant red flags regarding Rita Hendershot.
That was pretty shocking to us.
I didn't even know what happened until he went outside and he held his hand, and I was like, wait a minute, that didn't sound right. So that's when I went to his aid and I ran to the neighbor's house, and I was like, oh my god, somebody call 911. My phone was dead.
Rita's phone records also showed her calling and texting her boyfriend just after the shooting. After examining the crime scene, detectives arrested Rita for wanton endangerment and recklessly handling a firearm.
Investigators certainly had a gut feeling that she had committed murder.
The challenge lay ahead of the detectives now to confirm whether the gun was fired accidentally or it was intentional. As soon as Matt's family was informed of the heartbreaking demise of their son, Matt's mother had some strong statements to put.
I was just in so much disbelief. I was just floored. So I immediately started driving towards the house. I got to the house and they wouldn't let me go up the driveway. I heard Rita yelling.
That's my family. Can I please go down to them, please?
We're going to sit over here, Rita.
I can't go down.
I would just have a seat on that chair for me, Rita.
My brother had come down and he said, Rita is saying it was an accident. And I said, there's no way I believe that. She shot him on purpose.
Rita paid the bail amount and managed to walk away a day after her arrest. But what actually shocked everybody was that Rita uploaded pictures of her kayaking with her boyfriend on social media a day after Matt's death. Her nonchalant actions further added suspicions to her character.
She was kayaking with her boyfriend. It made me very angry.
While the detectives waited for Matt's autopsy and GSR reports from the 1911 handgun, they began to dig deeper into the victim's history with Rida Hendershot. They learned that Matt and Rita had had a passionate marriage, which later began to see strange ups and downs. Being born into a wholesome family in Martinsburg, West Virginia, Matt, too, possessed the cherishing character of a giver. Born on July 28, 1987, Matt had gotten a stepfather after his parents parted ways when he was 3. Matt also shared a deeply knitted bond with his great-grandma Matilda.
Matt and his great-grandmother, Matilda, they always had a very close relationship.
It was definitely no secret that Matt was Grandma Till's favorite.
When he was 18, he moved in to live with Matilda after her husband died. During his college years around 2012, Matt was at a bar with his best friend, Randy Savage, when he first saw Rida Syed.
They attacked at some point. She came over and was talking to him, and Matt was immediately interested in her.
Rida Syed was born in West Virginia to Pakistani parents. Matt and Rita quickly developed a liking for each other and officially began to date. Things kept escalating quickly for the couple, and Matt asked Rita to move in with him to his grandma's house. While the family seemed happy to see Matt committing, his father, Brian Hendershot, had a few concerns about his son.
I asked him, do you think that was the right step?
Oh, gee, wow.
Moving her on in, and he said, I'm really in love with her, Dad. I said, if you feel that it's the right thing to do, I have no complaints.
Soon after, in January 2013, Matt and Rita took the next big step in their relationship and made things official without any intimation to anyone.
Matt and Rita eloped. They went to the courthouse. Matt called me. He said, we need to tell you something. We actually got married. He seemed very happy about it. It was very much a surprise.
Matt's family did not know Rita well enough. They felt it was too soon and completely out of character for Matt not to tell them about such a big decision.
I absolutely believe that the decision for them to get married that abruptly was definitely Rita's.
The mere concerns turned into serious worries soon after the family noticed that Rita's attitude had turned harsh on Matt's grandmother, and the tension in the house kept things uncomfortably heated.
On her Facebook, she had put some posts on there. The first one said, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't get married to take care of an old bitch.
What worried the family the most?
I would have seen that and she would have been gone out of my life. Bro, we're not playing these games. I ain't family over everything. Nigga, if you join in the family, you should know what you signing up for. Is you slow?
Was that Rita had developed a clear wedge between them and Matt.
Not long after they got married, I was unable to reach Matt to hang out. It definitely crushed me.
We had to walk a fine line because Rita was shutting people out of Matt's life.
The tensions in the family were even topped by Rita's social media posts that portrayed her and Matt as part of a tussle against the world. On the other hand, Matt seemed to fall head over heels for Rita with each day.
When he loved someone, he loved them with his whole heart and soul.
Despite the concerns, the family was glad to see them both being there for each other, but nobody had expected how drastically things were about to change for everyone. In 2017, Matt's grandmother passed away, and during her final hours with Matt, she left her house and the vehicles after him. As heartbreaking as it was for Matt to lose someone he thought of as an old friend, it was only then that he started to notice a different side of Rita's personality.
It did seem like Rita had gotten what she wanted. Certainly did seem like her main goal was to obtain possessions.
Matt finally saw that Rita had a rather vicious and volatile nature. Her dominating personality kept crushing Matt more and more with each day.
Her manipulation, her playing the victim, lying a lot, things were changing, not for the best.
There came a point for Matt when he knew the sun had set on his relationship with Rita. In June 2018, Matt parted ways with Rita after almost 5 years together. As hard as it was for Matt to take the step, it didn't take long for Rita to move on. Shortly after the divorce, she got engaged to none other than one of Matt's friends after dating him. But Matt's family,
She's a bop.
and especially his friends, were glad to have him off the flagged lane and into a free life like before.
Facts.
Oh my God. For whoever loses this game has to put their hand in the mousetrap? Say I won't. I'll do it.
You want to?
I'll do it. Say I won't. You better shoot your ass off. I missed twice in 2 games. I was extremely happy to have him back in my life.
But the period of Matt's joyous life was short-lived, as even deranged horrors were flourishing to re-enter it for worse this time. After divorcing Matt, Rita brought up new amuses and lived a flashy life. Quite shockingly, she adopted a new hobby that quickly turned into an obsession. Rita's interest in guns came from her fiancé, and it kept growing deeper.
She looks very, very comfortable. Seemed like a very unhealthy obsession to me.
On March 30th, 2020, a horrific incident took place that would begin to change the course of many lives altogether. Rita was attending a party with her fiancé when they got involved in an argument. As the situation escalated, Rita's fiancé rushed home on his motorcycle exceeding the speed limit. When he was close to home, he hit a pothole that heavily imbalanced the motorcycle, causing it to slide for a distance. He collided with a fence and lost his life in the accident. After the death of her fiancé, Rita contacted Matt and asked if he would let her stay with him until she found a new place.
Boy, hell no. Shorty, you indirectly got your man's killed. No, I'm not going. But I mean, I look, you already put the onus on you. But I mean, the nigga was driving the vehicle, but like, you got in a heated argument with a nigga who drives a motorcycle. Brother, you know what's about to happen next. He's not about to drive that motorcycle safely. You know what's going to happen next.
Being a helping hand like he was, Matt agreed to take Rita into his house for a few months.
In his eyes, she was suffering. She had just lost her fiance.
Yeah, that's
I did not think it was a good idea for her to come back there.
She is not
He
mine.
said, I'm only helping her, and it's only a temporary thing.
And I was like, oh no. Don't tell me he took her back. It was almost like he was a puppet under her control.
I felt like Rita was getting what she wanted. I believe it was all a plan. Matt let her move back in for a couple months to save up enough money to get her own apartment.
Rita re-entered Matt's
had no
life,
friends,
but
no family.
when she moved in, she also brought her late fiancé's gun collection with her. Matt did not like the presence of loaded guns in his house, but he couldn't refuse Rita. Despite being on the other side of his decision to let Rita in, Matt's family hoped the time would peacefully pass between the two. But nobody knew that Matt had decided to feed a demented person this time.
I just remember thinking to myself, maybe this has changed her. Maybe going through this changed her to a better person.
It did not.
A more caring person. But obviously, that was wrong.
While talking to the officers, Matt's father, Brian, told them about the time when he visited his son one weekend after Rita had moved in with him.
I could tell there was some tension between him and her. I could tell something was wrong.
Brian's doubts came true when he noticed the bedroom doors smashed through multiple times.
And I seen the bedroom door with a bunch of holes in it. And I asked Matthew what the holes was from. And he said, well, she got on a drunken spree and was stabbing the door with a knife. That kind of told me what kind of person she really was.
On Brian's visit, Rita also told him about her shooting obsession and showed him the guns and snipers she had in possession.
Rita brought out the military-grade sniper rifle. She looked me dead in the eyes and told me I could shoot somebody and kill them from a mile away with this gun.
God.
That's when I actually started feeling concerned.
Matt's friend Randy also told the officers about witnessing Rita's erratic behavior when he visited Matt and saw Rita drinking alcohol and smoking excessive pot. Randy recalled,
What is excessive pot? Not to be one of those guys, but how are you characterizing this as excessive? What are they, overly stuffed blunts and joints, or is it just she smoked like 15 of them in an hour?
an instance when he was with Matt in his house, when he saw the most horrific face of Rita that sent chills down his spine.
Her and Matt had gotten into an argument, and I turned around and she was wielding a machete. And I told Matt that I was leaving and I didn't feel comfortable for him being there and that she needed to go immediately.
Matt did not share the mental torture he had been facing from Rita with his family. The officers were able to get their hands on several text messages between the two, which confirmed that they were certainly not getting back together.
Thank God.
Terrified by Rita's volatile behavior and outbursts, Matt had been trying not to face her and only texted her multiple times, asking her to leave the apartment right away. But Rita kept stalling Matt for days, that ultimately turned into weeks and months. It also turned out that while living with Matt, Rita had also been dating somebody new, but yet she kept her residing with someone who did not want her there. Then, on December 12, 2020, Matt texted Randy about a horrific encounter with Rita.
And told me that Rita had pulled a gun outside of his bedroom door. I told him that he needed to get out of there immediately.
Matt had realized that Rita did not intend to leave his house. After hitting rock bottom with her, Matt finally decided to go to the authorities to have Rita escorted off his property. But before that could happen, Matt lost his life. 3 weeks after the incident, the autopsy and GSR test reports came back, painting a horrific picture that placed Matt as a helpless victim who was lying on his bed while Rita held the gun pointed directly at him from the front. The autopsy report said that the bullet had hit Matt's right cheek and pierced through his mouth to finally stop at the top of the left side of his torso. The trajectory of the bullet showed that the gun was properly held by the shooter in the shooting position. Charleston Forensic Laboratory returned the gunshot residue test reports, which said that the 1911 handgun was fully functional and in perfect condition. It could not go off by a malfunction that Rita tried to impose. Furthermore, the reports highlighted the safety mechanism used in Ed Brown's firearm.
There's a grip safety in the back of the grip, and if that is not depressed, it will not fire. So there's just no way that would happen accidentally.
During the investigation, another sickening discovery shocked even Matt's family, along with the detectives, that not only was Rita getting under Matt's skin day by day with her behavior, but she was also physically abusing Matt.
We were made aware of conversations that Matt had on his cell phone. It became very apparent to us that there was a history of violence from Rita to Matt in their relationship that he told very few people about.
Detectives began to understand that Matt was a silent victim of domestic abuse, which had risen to a point where Matt was completely powerless in front of Rita, and she was treating him as she wanted.
That their control and their power is slipping away. That's when they increased the violence. Rita killed Matt Hendershot because she was running out of ways to stall him from kicking her out of that house.
All the findings from the reports and the text messages stood up as strong evidence against Rita. The officers were left with no doubt in believing that Rita pulled the trigger and killed her ex-husband Matt Hendershot in complete deliberation. 1 month after the incident, on June 11, 2021, Rita was rearrested by Berkeley County Sheriff's officers on the first-degree charge of murdering Matt Hendershot. On February 7, 2023, Rita Hendershot was put on trial. During the trials, Rita's defense argued that the incident was entirely accidental and that the defendant did not intend it to happen. But the prosecution was successful in proving their case that the shooting was deliberate in all senses, be it based on the GSR reports and autopsy findings or Rita's selfish traits and history that positively added to her premeditated intentions to harm Matt one way or another.
It was a tough case to put on because we were having to, 2 years later, come back and try to prove what was going through Rita Hendershot's mind when she pulled the trigger. And as far as prosecuting is concerned, that's a tough ask.
But the testimonies from Matt's family, and especially Randy Savage, strengthened the prosecution.
I told them exactly what I witnessed when I was over at Matt's house, what she had done previously.
It was the first time that I had learned about a lot of those incidents.
She got me with a fork last night.
And it was very difficult to listen to.
After 5-day trials, the jury returned a guilty verdict for Rita Hendershot. She was convicted of second-degree murder and using a firearm in the commission of a felony.
We had asked for a first-degree murder verdict, but I think based upon the evidence presented that the second-degree murder verdict was a fair verdict. It showed me that the jury believed our theory of the case, and that even if this killing wasn't necessarily premeditated and planned and she hadn't thought out, I'm going to walk in and shoot him and act like it was an accident, I think it still sends the right message.
One of the most important pieces of evidence that helped the jury came from the forensic investigation of the weapon she used to kill her ex-husband. Further testimonies from gun experts in court established the fact about the 1911 handgun that it required several safety features to be engaged for the firearm to fire, and that those safety features had been engaged, contradicting the claim that the weapon had been discharged accidentally. During the sentencing on August 9, 2023, Judge Laura Faircloth stated that she found Rida's defense non-credible. She added that the defendant's argument would have been believable if she had stuck to one story. It was noted by the court that Rida gave at least 3 versions of how the incident went, down to where her hand was on the gun. Rida was sentenced to 40 years in prison for murdering her ex-husband and an additional 10 years for using a firearm in the commission of a felony, with her parole eligibility set for 12.5 years later in 2033.
What?
Rida Hendershot is currently serving her sentence at Lakin Correctional Center and jail in West Columbia, West Virginia. The demise of Matt Hendershot left a never-ending void for his family and friends.
Matt was one of my best friends in my entire life. He was always there for me. He believed in me. I thought we were going to be growing old together and hanging out, making memories.
There ain't a day goes by I don't think about him. It affects me emotionally every single day.
When she was convicted, I felt like we got some sort of justice. Unfortunately, we'll never be able to bring Matt back.
Blinded by her ego, committed a sick crime that snatched a life that mattered to those who knew Matt Hendershot.
Matt's favorite holiday was Christmas. It's very difficult to go daily without him, but there's certain dates that are extremely difficult. We miss him very dearly. He's always on my mind, always on my heart.
Rida's controlling behavior toward Matt played a major role as circumstantial evidence to convict her of second-degree murder, despite the lack of availability of a clear motive for her to kill Matt. Why do you think Rida killed a man who always cared for her? Before ending the video, we would like to pay our hearty condolences to the victim's family. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Matt. Condolences to his family. Rida, I ain't gonna lie, I don't see a motive. The only motive I could see is you were losing control over him. You thought you would always have this nigga as a fallback plan or someone you can manipulate so that way you would always be good in life. And he was fed up. He was done with the bullshit. And he's seen the writing on the wall that, yeah, you're not going to either get better, change, or be a better person. And you said, you know what? Why would I change when I could just change your face? It's ridiculous. You're ridiculous. I don't know why. Like, I really don't know why. Rida, what are you doing? You low-key got 2 bodies on your record of life. Like, well, you was involved in one nigga passing. Now that was accidental, I guess. I'm assuming it didn't get pinned on you. Well, like, bro, you know what you was doing, and multiple men up to lose their life, basically. I mean, what else do you say about this? Rida is not a good person, and even if you think she's a good-looking person, she's not a good person. That's my thoughts on the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share comments on the video in the comment section below. Also, hit the notification bell so you can stay updated when I drop videos on this channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, y'all.
Everything I see in IATV, bitch, we best. Everything I see in IATV, bitch, we best. Everything Everything I'm seeing, I achieved it, bitch, you best believe it. It has been my Nintendo shit, though, kick it with my kinfolk. Haters just be talking, so I really do not need their info. Yeah, their info, yeah.